Okay, here we go. Okay, there you go. I think we're on finally. Okay, can you guys confirm that you guys can hear me? Hello?
All right, we're here.
All right, we made it. What?
Now we just have to see where everybody else is. Does it tell us that our attendees are on?
I see the chat's going right now, but I don't see any. Okay, I see 40 viewers. Okay, so I think everybody's starting to popping back on here. 57. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so that was crazy.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so now we know why, and it won't happen again. Sorry about that,
Yeah,
guys.
sorry about that. You know what? We're just gonna have to jump right on. We already, wasted 10 minutes, so
Yep.
we're just gonna jump right back on. And the thing is, with any of your questions, just like before, if you have questions, specific question regarding eBay dropshipping, please put it in the Q&A session section. Because if you put it in the chat, most likely it's gonna get washed out as we have more people typing in to the chat.
David, I think we failed to open the Q&A before we started the webinar, so it may not work.
Uh-oh. Oh, because of the timing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still see the group chat?
Um, if I click on the blue chat button, uh,
My chat just went away.
yeah, my chat went away too. Hold on. Oh, what's that? What's webinars on air? Strange, my chat just went away too. Oh, okay, I see it again. So if you click on Webinar Jam on the left,
Okay. Let me see which one it's that.
it looks like a lightning bolt.
Got it. Oh, okay, there it
Um,
is. It's a new
yeah,
place.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll just work with the chat. So you guys have questions, please put it in the chat. I'll just scroll through and look through it from here.
So to help him, guys, if you could keep, I know it's exciting and we want to interact with each other, but since our Q&A is not enabled right now, the best thing to do would be, yeah, there's no Q&A because we didn't enable it before we started the webinar. So this is a new platform that we're learning. Please bear with us. I'm not turning around because my camera's not on, Keith. When you guys are doing your questions for David in the chat, please don't, comment and talk back and forth because he's going to lose track of all your questions and then he's not going to be able to answer any of them because it's just going to be time consuming to scroll through and figure out what questions have been asked. So try to reserve that for questions and only put your questions in there when he says go ahead and put your questions. Okay, I'm heading out.
Okay, great, Kenya. Thank you so much. So I'll just I'll take over from here. And so you guys take a moment, just put the questions there. Don't use the chat to use as a chat function. Just you treat it as a Q&A. And I'll just go over the topic for today. And I spoke with a couple of to the DS members, and I've been finding out a big challenge for a lot of you guys. Looks like it's the time that you guys needed to put up new listings and time to find product that you can sell for profit. And so I'm going to address that, to show you guys in person live how fast it should take you to put up a listing. Give me one sec. Let me set up something right here. And so this process should be fairly quick. And then, okay, I got to log into a different account. So the time for me to really put up a listing using the traditional way, it takes between 4 to 6 minutes. The reason how I can get it to that speed, or sometimes even a little faster if the photo editing doesn't need to happen. If the size is correct, then it can get down to under 4 minutes per listing, because a lot of things, yeah, you wanted to see what specific things that you can speed up in the process, and I kind of map that out. I'm just going to go ahead and give me 1 sec here. I'm going to log into my eBay account.
Hey, David, show your screen. Click the green arrow on the left.
Yes. Give me 1 sec. I'm
Awesome.
logging into my account first. Any minute now. Give me 1 sec. Okay, perfect. I am in, and I'm going to share my screen right now. Okay, please confirm that you guys can see my screen. Okay, I see there's some chat in the chat room, so if you please keep it for questions, so because I really need to get back to refer to it.
Actually, guys, if you have questions, put them where there's a little drop down where you can say that you only can send the question directly to the admin, so they're private. That way he won't lose them. So you can do that. Just send it directly to admin, and that should work. Does that make sense?
Cool. I think we got it. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do the demonstration. So for me personally, my process of starting finding item, I have a couple of different process where sometimes I start with some particular item that I already have interest. Other time I look at the big players in the drop that who's doing a lot of revenue drop shipping on eBay, and then see what kind of items that they sell, and you can quickly find those stores for the item and put them up, write better title, and undercut their price maybe by $1 or $2. So for this demonstration, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys in this example finding an item from New York, and see how fast I can put it up into my account. Okay, so you guys might be aware of New York. He's one of the bigger eBay drop shipper out there. He sells primarily Amazon products. And speaking of Amazon product, I kind of veering away a little bit, but Amazon, I would suggest you not to use Prime, because by using Prime, you can jeopardize your account. If you're selling an item that's under $35, in which if you're going to take advantage of Prime to ship it out for free shipping. So I would definitely suggest you can sell item that looks like there's a Prime logo there, but keep it over $35. In that situation, then you're not breaking the Amazon TOS, in which you are really just taking advantage of their free super saver shipping that they don't have the TOS in that you're not supposed to use it for dropship, as you can see on this page. So keep your orders for $35 or more, okay? And so that's a good caveat to have. And number two, now let's get started with let's do an example for free shipping only, because I do a lot of example with New York, and you guys can easily find the same situation with New York. So in this situation, in this demonstration, I've already looked up this dumbbell set. But how I get to finding one specific seller and see what kind of item that they're selling, I usually click here, Advanced, in the Advanced tab, scroll down to the bottom, or the close to the bottom, second to the bottom, where you can see seller. Click only show item from. In this case, I'll type in free shipping only. I'm not putting any kind of title or description here. I just wanted to see anything and everything that this account is selling. So you can see this person has 16,000. They're doing huge volumes. They're not making a lot of money per transaction, but he's doing a volume business. But you can definitely copy his style, mark it up better, and write better title, and make more money than him doing less transaction. Wouldn't you guys agree that's really the end goal here? Because you don't want it to sit in front of a computer fulfilling orders 24 hours a day. So let's see what he's selling and do a better job, maybe even mark it up higher. But you can definitely make more money than him per transaction. You don't have to do 16,000 or like however many transactions that he's doing based on his markup. Okay, so in this example, I'll see the third one. This is the dumbbell set. And right away, I already see a couple of things like 20 pound, right? 20 pound written like this is really bad for a keyword optimization search because 20 dash pound, who's going to search exactly with this phrasing? It's going to be, harder for somebody to pick it up. New free shipping, that's a waste of space. So we've discussed this in other webinars where you can write better titles and out title them and outsell this person. But in this circumstance, I'm just gonna put up this listing fairly quick because you guys all know how to write better title. But just for the sake of my process, you can see how I put up this listing. So here we go. I'm just gonna copy the title as exactly as it is. I'll edit it and change it later. I'm gonna move this tab around because usually I keep everything in one page. I'll show you so you guys can see exactly how I have it laid out. So the first tab I usually have the item that I'm ready to copy and ready to put up. Second is to find that exact item on Amazon or whatever place that it's sourcing from. And how I do that is actually a really simple process from someone like super free shipping only in New York, where I just grab a section of the title. You go to Amazon and you paste it there. You can see already I just pasted this long string of words. And this is the only result that it shows up. Sometimes there's few results, so you can quickly glance to see which one is the correct one, but they're really easy to find. So that gets you, so first tab, this is a little slower than how I'm actually doing it because obviously I'm walking you guys through. So first tab, I have the product page that I'm copying. The second tab, I have the Amazon page for the source that I have. Third tab, usually I have the calculator set up, and I always use this new liveauctions.com. I don't always remember the URL. So if you guys were to ask me what's the website for the calculator that I always use, how I always get here is by doing a simple Google search for eBay fee calculator. It's always second or maybe sometimes the third down, but it's not the eBay one. I don't like to use the eBay one because it's really restricting. New Life Auctions is the one that, as you guys can kind of tell by the layout, this is the one that I use all the time. It's simple to use, very intuitive. There's not a lot of options to choose from. Just makes the job a lot easier. So anyways, the fourth tab, I'll have the my uh, product page creation tab open. So I use that to fill out the information there. Fifth tab, sometimes I have the DS domination back office open so that I can use the picture editor if I need to. And picture editor is so easy to use. So if you guys ever need to change your picture size, you can use this fairly quickly. And the video right here shows you exactly how to do it too. So for this demonstration, I'm just going to go ahead and start doing this. I'll copy the title outright, paste it into start new listing. And cool thing is it gives you the suggestion for the category, so you don't have to think much. Just accept it. Takes you to the next page where you just fill in the necessary information here. This is where you can, sometimes I do the title optimization right then and there. Sometimes I do it after the fact. But let's see how much we can get done right now. So obviously I'm going to delete those ones that it's not useful for me. So hand weights, dumbbell sets, rack training, gym. People always search word system. And I'll just look at the description real quick to see what other things that I can grab. Say, okay, so we have workout, maybe neoprene. All right, and let's see what else. So we have tone, we have fitness. Let's see here. No, we don't have tone. Okay. I'll add a tone. Maybe we'll do weight loss. Okay, so perfect. So 3 character remaining. This is roughly how I like to fill up as much as I can. 3 character really can really add any much keywords in there. Condition is always new. Oops. Okay. Okay, picture time. So because for this particular listing or this strategy, I'm starting to search from eBay. Obviously, I can just grab the eBay picture link because the eBay one is sized correctly already. So this shouldn't give me any more problem. I'll open up this page, save image as, and I'll just put number 1 so for my convenience to find it. Replace it. I would suggest you to put a number or letter. You don't. I wouldn't suggest you to like type out like weight or anything like that because all these pictures you just use it for this moment, and after the fact I would throw away or I would replace it with some other pictures that I need at later time when I do the next listing. All right, so I have 1 picture, and should I get another one? Yeah, well, sure, why not? Let's save this one too. Live action picture, right? Somebody's using the product, so that might look better. So I'll save it as 2. Cool, so we have 2 pictures here. And I'll just click this link and to get to the picture upload. So as you can see, I just uploaded 1 and number 2 JPEG upload done. Okay, we're like more than halfway done already. So we have the nice title written now with the pictures and the description. Make sure to write in the standard, not the HTML, because once you put anything there, it's just going to come out as a jumble of string of text. For standard, what I usually do is I have a listing that I've created previously. I have the nice template that I can just copy and paste, and then paste my little sections of description that is unique to this product, which would be this. As you can see, I just copy there, so it's not much thinking work, just copy and paste. In front of that, I might put, oops, item description, make it bold. All these things, as you can see, I'm typing it out right now. When I actually doing it, I don't type it out. I already have an example that I want to copy the top section and just copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. That's it. And then below, obviously, if you guys pay attention to the training, Roger's training, you can see every one of his training. You say that there is there's a message that you want to put below where I think this guy probably has something similar. So you see here, we ship to the 48 continental United States, no international PO box or anything like that. So the message is all written out. This message is a little bit different. You can copy exactly like this, or you can use whichever one that you've been using. So for this example, since I haven't put up the old one in the old template that I have, I'm just gonna copy theirs. I would suggest you to write out your own. Use one that you previously used, so keep your layout consistent. But we're almost close to home. So we have the description built out. Buy now price. So let's do a quick calculation. You have 37.18. All right, so let's just call it 37, right? So this is what we use the calculator for. We do fixed price, item cost 37. This is just really, really rough math here. But if you want to just type it out, 37.18, that's going to give you a better understanding. But for this situation, $49.98 is pretty much $50. So I'll just put $50 here for buy it now. BIN price is buy it now. So 50. And you can see that the net profit for this person is making about $6. So why not undercut them by just a little bit. So we will list for 48.95. Right? It's a pretty number. Looks like it's $2 cheaper, but in fact it's just barely a little, under a dollar. So we're almost home free, and everything looks good here. Usually I don't even touch anything within these boxes. I have set up for global shipping through the global shipping program. But if you don't have that, don't worry about that. You can unselect it or select it whichever way you choose. I will select it for now. But I'm ready. So continue. And pretty much this is done already. So continue and just list your item. So that's quick enough, right? So in that demonstration, as you can see, I wrote a better title. So if I'm actually listing this for myself, I would definitely mark it up instead of mark it down. So I would do 54.98, not 54.95. Okay, so this is a pretty good number. So instead of making $6, I might be making close to $9, right? So you guys can do just the same. And when I build out the title, it's pretty simple process. And how my process was to simply look at the description, pick out some keywords that would stand out to me as a buyer, and just use those keywords and um, fill out your keyword in your title. So it's a very simple process, and especially and the other thing, just want to mention again, if you're grabbing the image from eBay, most likely your image is going to be fine, so you don't even need to have any augmentation to make sure you're meeting the picture requirement for eBay. If you are grabbing from Amazon, there's possibility that your picture is smaller than they like, in which case, since I already saved it, I'll show you guys real quick how I'm doing it. Because you guys are a member of DS Domination, you get this awesome tool where it's under this DS Domination Pro, module 16 to 19. This is the last module. Oops, I want to log back in. All right, let's do it again. Pro, module 16 to 19. And it's the last one here is the image scrambler and resizer. Choose an image file here. I'll choose number 1. Boom. And I can actually add my eBay username, but I'll just leave it for now. But if you want to add your eBay username there to make it completely unique, you can do that too. Position where you want to put the eBay username. I'll just put ABCD for now. Okay. Submit. All right, so that's how the picture will look like. This is the preview. Let's do one more time. A, B, C, D. Top left. Submit. Nope. Oh man, I keep getting logged off. Maybe it's because I'm doing a webinar, something is clashing, but the process is very simple. I've done it before, and it's just as simple as that. Just have to click a couple of buttons and make sure that the picture is uploaded. Then when you download, you just want to save it over your original one. In this case, would be save it over 1 or save it over 2, depending on which picture I'm working on. So, all right, so I just drew my process in putting up a listing. How do you guys like that? Although it's longer, it's way longer than what I told you in terms of 4 minutes, but I can guarantee you that if you just follow my process, doing exactly what I just showed you to do, you can cut it down to 4 minutes, if not roughly in that arena. Shouldn't be no more than 5 minutes. Just maybe it's going to take you a couple of listings to get to that point, but it's worth it to just keep doing it, putting up more listings. The chances of selling is going to increase, and your time of putting up the listing will keep decreasing and decreasing and decreasing. Next time I'll show you how to do some edits with Turbo Lister, so that way all of your listing, in case when the price changes happen, then you can apply those price change in the line by line basis, so that you don't have to come in and out of product pages, so you can speed up your price change very quickly too. Okay, so let's see here if we have any questions. Actually, give me a sec. Let me see what else I wanted to cover. Oh, by the way, and I noticed here, this particular person, actually this is one category. Just sometimes it looks like it's two lines, like two categories. But if you look at New York, that's NEWYORQ, that seller uses two category. For whatever reason, that's what that person decided to do. But for me, I would definitely not do that. I wouldn't want to pay extra to put a new category there, since category doesn't necessarily help you in terms of search. It's just category is there so that eBay can categorize your listing better, but all your search result is based upon your standing of your store. That is, if you're if you're top rated, if you're above standard or you're below standard. Obviously, if you're below standard, there's something wrong with your account. You have to keep working. It might be something in regards to having not enough feedback, having negative feedback, having low DSR score. If any of those issues are bothering you, you have to take active attention to bump your account up, because low DSR rating will hurt you, and it'll hurt you in terms of eBay will knock down the number of listing you can list, and worst of all, your search results will be compromised. But if you're standard or above standard, you're fine. If you're top rated, you're golden. Honestly, for myself, I'm not top rated. It's hard to get to top rated. If you can get to top rated, all the props to you. It just takes more work. You have to apply tracking number to all your item that you sold within, I believe, 48 hours. If not, I think maybe within 24 hours to get the discount, but 48 hours to get the batch, but without the discount. But the batch works. The batch helps too. Yeah, if you can get to top rated, I would highly suggest you to get it. Especially, if you're a younger account, if you don't have that much transaction, and you can devote those time to uh, put up the tracking number, that's gonna help you outsell somebody like me, who's who's have more established account, who's doing more sales, but in the end of the day, top rated is gonna trump everybody else. So that's I guess that's a weapon that smaller guys can use effectively to beat out to beat out free shipping only, to beat out New York. Cool. All right, let's see the questions. I use the automatic tax table in my listing. Recommend it or not? Automatic tax table, as in the tax table that you set up for multiple states. That is questionable. I can see the reason why you wanted to do it is to protect yourself from somebody's buying from New York, and they will. You'll get charged if you're buying an item from Amazon if it's sold by Amazon as Prime. That way, you're recouping your cost that you're paying for tax. Yes, that's cool, but at the same time, you are, collecting taxes. So how are you going to afford those taxes back to to the government agency that you're collecting tax, on behalf? Then, that's kind of questionable. But what I know is that eBay have that little mechanism is as a tool for seller to use, and there's no built-in disclosure part of that tool. So in essence, eBay is not going to report you for collecting taxes. So it's kind of it's a risk that you have to make the judgment yourself whether to take it or not. What I would recommend is just price your item higher and write better title, and I'll compete others in that way, and just make sure that even if people are buying from you from the states that you get charged tax with, you're still protected. Built in enough margin that even if you're making those sales, you're not going to lose money. You may be breaking even. You know what? Break even sometimes it's really good too, because now you have a lot more transaction under your belt, and that eBay is seeing that you're an active member of the community and that you are selling a lot of items, and that's going to help you in the long run, because you have a traction, you have history. Okay. Yeah, for tax table, it's your judgment call whether to use it or not. I've used it before, and I am in the process of revamping my business, and I think I'm gonna put the business under my own business license and gonna charge California, as I'm, a business based in California, and just only charge California and not the other states. So I'll just price it accordingly. So again, that's your judgment call, what you should do or what you shouldn't do in that situation. How do you get that eBay calculator? Well, I just showed you. Simply just Google eBay fee calculator. Yep. Just Google eBay fee calculator. The second one down is newliveauctions.com. If you can remember the name, remember the names. Newliveauctions.com. If not, just do the search. I don't care about remembering that name, but yeah, I mean it rings a bell when I hear it. But I am if you were to ask me what's the name of it, I can tell you straight up. Yeah, you guys just need to know where to find answers. That's key to a lot of things. You don't necessarily need to know the answer, but you need to know where to find it. Okay, so Jose say help. How can I help you, Jose? I don't see the question. Okay, Nick say I'm selling some hot items, have left the price the same amount. Do you find that it's good to increase the price on the hot selling item? Definitely. If something that is really kicking, you get a lot of action. I would say incrementally start bumping up the price until where you see it start to plateauing. Then you can adjust the price accordingly. Either way, eBay likes that you actively manage your price. So the more you have price fluctuation, the more that eBay see that you're actively managing your business, and it will help in terms of your ranking or searchability within eBay. I believe it's something called change to change. That's like a specific uh, keyword to this type of strategy. Okay. Did you answer my questions? Okay. Let's see. What's your question? Oh, by the way, before I forget, for next webinar, I you guys have because I know it's kind of hard to sometimes just catch a question beforehand or while the webinar is going on to try to answer it. So I created my private email that is let me see what is it. Let me make sure my email. Okay, that's DS David questions. That's DS David questions at gmail.com. So send your email, send your specific questions to that email so I get to see it throughout the week and I can prepare specific things that I can go over with you depending on how popular a certain question is and I can be better prepared not having to read the chat. Although chat is very helpful, it's more helpful that I can see the question ahead of time and plan the answer accordingly throughout the week before we have the webinar. So again, that is dsdavidquestions at gmail.com. dsdavidquestions at gmail.com. Send your questions over that way. Starting next week, I'll go over the question from that email. All right, so let's see here. What's the best way to track Amazon price besides loading in the cart? Okay, let's see. I gotta find a resource for you. It's not on this computer, but I showed it to you. I believe it's one of the first or the second webinar that I've done. I went extensively into the tool that I was using. It's part of a Google toolbar Chrome extension that I use. It's called Amazon Price Checker. All right. So, but I had to get you the link for it, and it's called Amazon Price Checker. And what's cool about that is, let me see if I can find it. Give me one sec. It's not Caramelizer. Caramelizer is good. This particular one, but I believe it only shows one way. It doesn't show both ways in terms of the price fluctuation going up versus going down. Let me see. Price tracker. No, that's not it. That's Camel Camel Camel. This site is also useful. It'll notify you when the price drops. Price check by Amazon. I think this is it. Anyways, I gotta send that question to my email. So I'll find this specific link to that because again, that's something that I use it all the time, but I never really remember exactly the name is. It's something to the effect where it's Amazon Price Tracker. It's built in within Chrome, and it shows on the side of the toolbar that shows your price, particular item going up or going down, and how much you need to change it. Really useful. Oh yeah, I think that's it. Price mono. All right, somebody brought it up. Yeah, price mono. I use Price model for certain things, and plus, the thing is, for me personally, I have a mix of item now. I don't do exclusively Amazon. I've done exclusively Amazon for a long time, but right now I use Overstock a lot. I use Wayfair a lot. I use these different sites that is covered uh, uh, in the in the elite training. The reason being is it's less competitive there. I can make more margin there. I am constantly making $50 profit per sale from those sites. sometimes 70, sometimes 100. The highest I've ever gone for profit wise using those other sites outside of Amazon is an item that I sold from Overstock.com that I sold for $800 and I ended up netting over 400. Yeah, and the reason why I'm saying this is so that price mono doesn't necessarily work for Overstock.com. So um, price mono is really good tool to use for Amazon. Okay, let's see. Sales are slow. I want to list more, but the fees costs are adding up fast. What strategy do you have to use to pass this beginning phase into a regular profit without broke first? Okay. Well, number one, when you first get started, you have 50 free listings. So utilize those 50 free listings per month and just write better title. You should definitely start seeing some sales from just that chunk of free listings. And after that, I believe it's 30 cents a listing, if it's not 30 cents or 50 cents. But anyways, the reason why I don't know right now is because I do use a store. I know Roger said that the store might affect the searchability. That's why he doesn't necessarily encourage new people to use it. But at a certain point, for me, I like to have more items and to market to have my markup built in, and then maybe it affects my searchability to a certain degree, but that's my justification. I looked at that trade-off and it worked for me, so I personally have a premium store. You can start with a basic store, or if you're just brand new, you just have to keep listing. 50 is a lot of listings to go through, and I see a lot of people struggle and ask me the same question. Ask them, how many listings do you actually have? They're going to say 12, 20, 30. That's not going to be enough. Although given that you list 30 items, you should start seeing some sales. So use the money that you make from those sales to start investing and putting up more listings. At a certain point, you make the judgment whether or not you should upgrade to a store or not. Yeah, right now eBay has a special on listing. Yep, that's correct. It's for free. That's it's actually not to all accounts, and some accounts don't have the free. Like for example, mine actually doesn't have a free right now, but I do have 500 free listings because of my subscription every month. And on top of that, I have some extra free listing that eBay throw my way that doesn't necessarily show up in the general public. It's not I'm not trying to brag, but there's eBay does reward you if you are producing. Is it okay to put brand name on the title, in the title? Okay, this is good question. It's definitely a good question. For me, I look at what those brand name means. I mean, especially if you're selling, say, Lodge Logic, camping equipment, and you're selling exactly that product, use that brand name. But if your product's not exactly that, but it's a close proximity, for example, a toy that's kind of like a Disney character, but it's not really, you would stay away from using the Disney because they would crack down on it. Although you could make that as a mistake that you put in a keyword that Disney's not happy with or eBay's not happy with. What's going to happen is they're going to remove your listing, but you don't really get much penalty from that afterwards. Just as long as make sure don't keep repeating doing that, or don't actively do that just to you know make it confusing for your buyer, or make your buyer think that they're buying something and they're not. On the flip side of the coin, so with all that said, that's like the reason for putting the brand name in your listing. But sometimes you don't want to put a brand name in your listings. An example of that would be I'm dealing with Overstock item, right? And Overstock, they have their own niche little brands that really doesn't exist anywhere else. Is they selling the same item as anybody else. From you might see from Wayfair selling the same item, but they'll call it something else. They'll call it like Savannah Swamp Ash coffee table or something like that, where it's really doesn't go by that name anywhere else. In in that circumstance, I would leave out those brand name because they're not going to help in terms of searchability, and they're going to put your listing in kind of a red alert for them to easily find who else is copying their specific item because it's their own brand. It's kind of like a Overstock's own white labeled brand, coffee table. So in those case, I see it only as something that would hurt me, and that's something that would never really help me in terms of uh, getting visibility for my item. I take them out. For me, really, it's like most of the overstock item that I list, I take out the brand name because of that simple fact. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, if you guys missed it, it's called Price Mono Chrome extension is the tool that I use to track Amazon price changes. Okay, Sean, for the good ways to research keywords for the title, as I was showing in the live demonstration, I believe the best way to go about it is to look at the description of the listing, and that will give you really a lot of good hints of what you should include in your title. Um, and I do most of my keyword optimization using that strategy. Yeah, I do see that here. If you're taking take the picture from eBay, you're using that person's signature. Okay, this is my experience. Once you copy the image, if the image is this white label image that everybody uses, then I personally haven't gotten any issues with that. But if obviously if a picture specifically somebody have their store signature there, then that you're clearly just uh, using their image looks like you can easily be spotted that you're using their image, then that can get you into trouble. But for me, why I use that, I don't really use that for smaller sellers. I usually, because I see that Overstock sells on eBay. I use Overstock's eBay pictures so many times is because the fact that I don't have to worry about resizing. Same with other big sellers who are selling on eBay. Any insight on how to find high performing dropshipper on eBay to copy from? That's really good questions. I personally kind of built up a library of people that wanted to copy. I mean, the best place to start with it would be New York, I just talked about earlier, and free shipping only. Those two are pretty serious dropshipper. I can't call them as one of the biggest dropshipper because I'm sure there are people who's doing bigger and better things than they are, but they are good people to emulate from. And how I would find people like that, and if I'm starting from scratch, I'll show you guys right now. So we are here from free shipping only, right? Okay. So let's see what are their other items. So we already have free shipping only under our belt, so we can always go back to refer to them. So let's find somebody else who's equivalent to free shipping only that might be selling other items that we might be interested in. And this is my process of how to find them. I'm just going to go ahead and pick a random item from free shipping only. I'm going to copy the title, and I'm just going to do a search. a general search to see who else had that exact same title. Okay, so it looks like, for this particular instance, free shipping only is doing a good job um, doing the title optimization so nobody's copying this particular item exactly word for word. So what I'm going to do, bear with me, my browser is a little slow right now because of the webinar that's running, but I am gonna find this item. I think the question mark will throw off a little bit, but shouldn't be much of a problem. I'm gonna find this item on Amazon, and I'm gonna try to get the Amazon's title for this item. Yeah, the question marks are throwing off. Let's see here. Okay, there it is. So it looks like this is the item that he copied from. So I'm just going to copy Amazon's title and go back and paste it on eBay. So I do this all the time, just toggle back and forth between Amazon and eBay to see other opportunities there. So as you can see, there's 7 results found. So 7 results, and obviously this one is free shipping only that we just clicked from. And as you can see, this is blue. I never clicked on this. I'm doing this pretty much live. So who knows if I'm going to get somebody or not, but chances are I might. Okay, so it looks like this person has pretty high positive feedbacks, pretty high score here. So this might be a dropshipper. All right, let's see here. Let's see their feedbacks. Okay, wow, look at this. First try. Find somebody who's doing huge volumes. Mayoron. All right, so never even heard of this name. That shows you that there's so many opportunities in eBay for anybody to, just put the energy and effort and start building it out. All right, so Mayoron, let's see what other items is this person selling. Or how many? Well, 23,000. All right, so this guy's definitely doing big volumes. So there you go. There's another one here. So you can see I would kind of go in and start looking at this person's strategy in terms of how much this person is marking it up, how is he pricing things. But it looks like if you look at all these white backgrounds, that's a really good indication that this person probably at least a big portion of his business is drop shipping. Because I would never imagine anybody could, stock all these inventory, all these different kind of inventory themselves. This wouldn't make business sense. So this is a drop shipper. There you go, first try. Does that deserve some kind of applause, some kind of rewards? Yeah, anyways, I'm here just to help you guys, and yeah, take down this name, Mayoron. It's probably a good person to start looking at and start emulating from. Although this person does have like fancy HTML uh, description templates, you don't have to worry about too much. My personal actually doesn't have so many of these fancy templates, but it works just the same. I'm making sales. I'm doing well enough for myself. All right. So does that answer your questions? So this is how I would go about doing research, just going flipping back and forth. And by the way, that was just only one seller. So there are 7 more sellers selling that item. So you can always do that spider web research. Then you can go to Myron's account and just randomly pick a couple of items, search the title from there. And if you can't find anything from their title, find the original source title from the Amazon site, and then start branching out from there and finding other niche big seller that's hiding, in the eBay universe. Okay, Ian, I just covered your question, so hopefully that's going to help you. Let's see here. How did I pick free shipping only? Did I miss that? Okay, so free shipping only, I know that person is just by history, just by experience, I know that this person is doing big volumes. But that was just a starting point for me. But it really essentially you can just pick any item. As you can see, I really just picked just a random Amazon title and did a search. Although the search started with free shipping only, I can really start that search anywhere I want. Just from any Amazon product listings and just grab that title, paste it on Amazon and I'm sorry, paste it on eBay and start the search over there. The thing for me though is that look, if you look at those big guys who's doing huge volumes, they are lazy. They're lazy in terms of they don't put a lot of energy and effort into writing unique titles. So if you just do a search like that, you can find out what items they're selling and they're selling really hot, and you can price it above them, just like I was saying earlier, but write better title. You can out competing by doing the work because their focus is not title optimization. Their focus is not, you know, out competing the next guy. They just want to cramp in more and more listings, automations, doing things, maybe like hiring people to do the order fulfillment. So their markup is low. They are not making a lot of money per transaction, but then they do a lot of transaction. They have people that they might employ to do a lot of these grunt work for them. That's one way to approach this strategy. Another way is to just do a better job and put up less items. And I'm pretty sure you guys know who Dion is. Dion Jaffe. He's was a protege of Roger Landry. It's one of my good friends. Guess what? He doesn't have a lot of items on his eBay account. He really doesn't have a lot of items, but he is producing a lot more than most guys. It's because he writes better title and he's not afraid of marking them up. And so per listing, he's making so much more money than why would you want to sell 100 items and make $1 each, versus you sell 2 items and make $50 per, and your workload is way less, and have more time to enjoy life and enjoy the I am lifestyle, right? So that's definitely the better approach, my opinion. Bummer not be able to use Prime. I started listing 35 and over for free, but want to be competitive 35 under shipper. Any ideas? You know, there's so many opportunity within 35 and over. I really actively I've been staying away from item that's under 35 even before I start telling people not to use Prime. Even if, like for example, if you can use Prime today with no restriction and sell any item, would you really want it to sell like cheap item and just mark it up a little bit? Because you have to think, if you're selling a $10 item, can you really realistically mark up another $10? That's 50% markup. And you're at the end of the day, you're still not making $10 from that because there's still fees involved, and ended up you making probably $8 from a $10 item, and that's with a 50% markup. So my thought is, really it's to your own good to start selling item that's more expensive. Selling item that's more expensive and have the markup comfortably mark it up higher enough percentage wise that you can justify the $20 earning $30 earnings. Cool, thanks, Even. Okay, let's see here. All right, 7:09. I know we started late, but let me know if there's any more questions that I can answer today. And as I told you guys about my email, that's the new new place I would definitely recommend uh, or suggest you to send in questions throughout the week as you have those questions, so you don't forget about them, so your question don't get buried in the chat. I can review it beforehand. I have more time to prepare for a better answer for you, more resources. That's going to be a better way to go. So utilize that. That is dsdavidquestions@gmail.com. What about big heavy items? Do you sell many? Um, Obviously, my biggest seller, the thing that I make the most money with, is the big heavy freight items. I don't sell many. I don't have too many that I listed, just because it's more difficult and it takes more time for transportation. More things could go wrong, more hands-on. With that said, they are making me the most money. And with my calculation, it's worth it for me to invest in those extra time to make sure the customer is heavy when they purchase those big items. But, we're talking about our product mixes here. So in my whole product mix of all the items I'm selling, big, heavy freight items, over 50 pounds items, I really don't sell too many of them. They probably consist less than 10% of my inventory. But obviously, I love it when I sell them. And despite what you say, really, I can't really go by why is it not you're not producing, because I don't have much information. Send me an email with your username. I'll try to take a look at it and see what you can tweak and what you can optimize. And obviously, before that, just main thing you have to ask yourself is how many listings do you have up? Are you putting listings up, regularly? Is your price competitive? Those are the good questions to ask. And obviously, those are the same thing that I look for whenever I review anybody's account. Will this is this going to be recorded? Yes, this webinar is going to record it. Every one of this um, eBay training, I am lifestyle and eBay training webinar will be are recorded. Not will be, but they are recorded in live. Okay, I'm gonna wait till 7:15, so you have another 3 minutes or so. So if you guys have questions, immediate questions right now, I'd love to help. I'd love to answer that for you right now. Otherwise, email's the way to go. Okay, I find myself spending all my money covering costs when my item was expensive. Now business growing, but 35 and under looks appealing. Yeah, I don't know what I can say. I mean, I don't do 35 and under. Just for me, it's just not worth it. Uh, and I don't understand why you're covering costs or anything like that. If you're significantly, if your price significantly went up, then you have to kind of keep mindful of the price changes. Use price mono as a tool, and look at the estimation of what of the new tools that's coming out that's going to help you check your price. There's a lot of different resources out there, but definitely 35 and over item is not something that will affect in terms of your price, like of your profit being wiped out. That's just the name of the game. You just have to, be mindful of that. Mark it up, mark your product higher, just write better title. You hear me saying the same answer and over again. Really, that's how I live by. That's how I run my business, and you know, I believe that's really the key to success. Can I remove the listing to make room to post more? Yes, you could. Yes, you can. You can definitely do that. I do that all the time. But just keep in mindful that when you remove the listing, you're not going to get a refund from eBay for your listing fees. So that is gone, right? If something that doesn't sell within 30 days, do I allow it to end? Yeah, most of the time I do allow it to end. I make it just I kind of research of what I should keep, what should I test out more. Something like the bigger item that I sold, like it was a shed. I've actually sold a tool shed, a legitimately, like a real backyard tool shed that is humongous, and that thing's been in my listings for 3 months before I sold it, and I made a lot of money from that. So, kind of general rules are the bigger the item, the more expensive the item. It takes longer for the right buyer to find it in the right time for the buyer to buy from. So I do allow more time for those items to live out its listing life and to see if it produce. But at a certain time period, you have to make the justification whether to continue keeping that item or not. Say you have 165 items now, you have 155. Where did your items go? Jose, I don't know. I don't know where your item went. If you want me to look into it, send me your link. But probably the best person to ask would be an eBay rep. Call them, ask them, use them as a resource. I use that as the resource all the time. I don't list until sold. I always list 30 days. I do 30-day increments because that allowed me more fluctuation in terms of um, not fluctuation, but allows me more flexibility in terms of uh, things that I wanted to change for that listings because with until sold listings, there are certain things, certain criteria that you don't get to change as flexible as the 30 days. Stan, send me your account name. I'll review it. Thanks, Joanne. How do I track product outside of Amazon? That's a whole nother beast that I actually it's actually way more than I can get into right now. It's pretty complicated. It's pretty tough. The way that I'm doing it doesn't make sense for anybody. If you guys have like less than 700 items, and so I'll probably think about that and put a webinar together maybe to show you guys how I do the tracking. But that might be covered in the upcoming webinars. Probably not the next because that's getting more sophisticated, getting more high tech stuff. And it's not easy. It's not easy the way I'm doing it, but it works if you have a ton of items. Okay, this webinar will be recorded in the I Am Lifestyle channel, and we'll send out an email blast for you to get the link. But if you've seen the previous eBay webinars, they are all stored in the same place. So it will update tonight and you guys would have access to it. Okay, so I think that covers it for tonight. And I really thank you guys for the opportunity for me to share with you guys my tools and tricks, tips and tricks of how I'm running this business. And you have my email. Any particular questions that you want me to address, send it over there. I'll cover it as much as possible so I can shape the next webinar according to the demand out there for what kind of topics you guys want me to cover. Again, that's dsdavidquestions@gmail.com. And until next Thursday, you guys have a great week, and just keep getting at it. Just keep listing item, keep doing the analytics, and see uh, what's selling, what's not. Doing those research, keep listing, keep writing better titles, and you can compete. You can make a lot of money from this. Okay. All right. So that for the next time, good night, everybody, and have a great week. Talk to you guys next time.